Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
To yet another Google Plus Hangout, which we're doing live. Of course, all Hangouts are live. I'm screencasting a browser window and doing, I guess, what will be a series of website reviews, very brief website reviews, just like we had done in a private webinar for Nomies. This time I thought I would use Google Plus Hangout to do it. And one of the first websites that one of the registered Nomies has asked us to look at is App Store Chronicle. So let's go there. If I spell it right, I probably misspelled it, didn't I? Hey, does that look right?
Yeah, that's it.
Cool. A screen went black. Oh, cool. This is interesting. Right there, when I jump in, it says get the latest tech news daily via email. It's free. Enter your email address for daily tech news. That's an interesting way of delivering information, but some people may be kind of annoyed by that too. I'm more inclined to do this, and the reason why is because I just visited your site for the first time. I have no idea what it is. I have no idea if I want to get email from you. That may be something you may want to set up, like possibly on a cookie, so that it only pops up maybe after the 5th visit, maybe the 3rd visit, but certainly not on the 1st, because I have no idea who you are or what kind of information you're going to give me. So what I'm looking at here just looks like a regular old blog, pretty simple. I got a pretty good idea of what you have to offer, and that would be apps in terms of app reviews. Windows 8, why Microsoft screwed up. Now, what's interesting about this is, and not necessarily the news, but your site is about app stores. So I see an iPhone and a Mac in the title, but yet the first post is about Windows 8. Now, granted, you did write that in the first sentence, Apple has built their company on ease of use. That's fine. But if your website is geared towards just surfacing information related to the App Store, then you should keep your content focused on that as well. And granted, the nice thing about saying App Store is it's a pretty generic term these days, despite what Apple says. So Microsoft is calling binaries in Windows 8 apps. People generally think of apps on any platform as apps. They don't call them programs. They don't call them tools or utilities. They're apps. So that gives you, an opportunity to kind of branch out. I'd be careful about using the images here in the header. I don't know. I doubt you have permission from Apple. And even if you did, they would never want to see an iPod Touch skewed the way that you've skewed it here, unless it's an iPhone. Actually, yeah, it looks like an iPhone 4 or 4S. So be careful about using somebody else's images. We did that webinar on image copyright and how you can get your pantsuit off of you if they come after you. Not that Apple necessarily would, just something to keep in mind. Mm-hmm. So it looks like just a Workaday blog. I always like these little thumbnails if they're really truly related to the content that I came to digest. So here's the thing. App Store Chronicle is the blog, that's the title. Yet the third post I see is talking about something that has something to do with politics. Of course, you might have caught my joke the other day is maybe that guy from Invisible Children thought he was invisible when he got arrested from being naked and doing things to himself on the street. Either way, I would not expect to see this on a Workaday app-related blog. So, maybe the title of your site is appropriate, but only if the content that you are creating matches the site's title. And again, you're pretty specific in what you've called it, App Store Chronicle. You're chronicling the App Store and things around the App Store. So it makes sense that you'd talk about things related to apps, whether they're Android apps, Windows 8 apps, Mac apps, iOS apps, Windows Phone 7 apps. But skewing or walking or treading water into the other territory may be it's a bit beyond a bit beyond the scope. So this is interesting here. I see a graphic now. Is this your graphic that you created?
Yeah, I made that myself.
Okay, here's the problem. as I'm looking at the graphic, the two images underneath the top, number one, it's upside down. Number two, this iPad 2 pixelated looks just as blurred as the new iPad. That is not a very illustrative graphic. You may think about trying that graphic again there to get your point across. I see it looks like you're making money primarily through ads.
Yeah.
It's just a guess. You got your work cut out for you. Making money with ads on websites anymore is a tremendous challenge, especially when you're doing something that a lot of other people are doing. And a lot of other people are writing about the same kind of stuff that you're writing about. So the big question is what can you do differently? What opinions do you have that nobody else has? What content do you have that nobody else has? What scoops do you have that nobody else has? Those are certain things to keep in mind. Especially when you're creating a site that's oriented to content. I see that you give people an easy ability to share on Gmail, email. Although I guess for some people it's one of the same: Facebook, Twitter. And then you've got a bookmark and share. You're giving people a lot of things to click on. You've got the little plus button here. In many ways, you're duplicating everything else you have. There's Twitter, there's email, there's Gmail, there's Facebook. You already have those icons there, so why have them duplicated if that's the case? If you just have the plus button, and it's a guess of is someone even using this? And I honestly, as much as people have said, "Hey, Chris, you don't have a tweet button," I don't know if that many people really use it all that often when we've put it on the website, even if we've surfaced it in a way that they can find it. Just something to keep in mind. Looks like a workaday blog, loaded fast. You've got some content, but I would just stay true to your. It looks like your mandate. Even the byline or the tagline and your top your banner, the latest tips, tricks, reviews, and more from a real iPhone lover. That's cool, but I don't see even on the front page. I don't know if I see any iPhone information. Yeah. So you may want to change the direction of it, or at least the tagline. If you're going for a more general scope, that's fine. But if you're going to go for a more general approach to the way you want to share information, just be careful about what brand you go with. Remember the branding webinar we did last week, talking about branding and the ups and downs, the good things, the bad things you got to consider. I would seriously recommend watching that before going along. So I'm going to go ahead, move to the next one. This is William Reynolds' website. Sorry, is that your full name?
William Roger Reynolds, yeah.
Thank you. WRRY freeskincare.com. Oh, yeah, free skincare. I was just making sure I read that right. Free skincare? Oh, WRRY.
Free.
Whoa. I got it.
Play on my name.
So, I got it. So your name is William
Roger
Reynolds.
Yeah.
Young. Free skin. It's an interesting play. I don't know if I would have gotten that, right up front. But the nice thing is, in visiting this website, and by the way, I appreciate you joining Nomies. I've been looking for a lot more people, who are doing business online to be able to give them feedback. The nice thing is when I pop onto this website, I know exactly what it is. Even though the URL is a little strange, and I don't quite understand where that comes from, I can see right away that you want me to buy something. You want me to buy skincare. So I know Diana's probably going to be very interested. I have the worst skincare. I never take care of my skin. But the nice thing is if I was looking for skincare, if I came upon your site, it would kind of give me an idea of what you had to offer. Now these are the top sellers. So I have no idea why they're top sellers. Now, it notes that right up front, not rated. I don't know if that's a concern to you, but I'd be curious. I'm like, well, why is this top seller not rated? How is it a top seller? Something to keep in mind, just to use something for a usability front. It's interesting. And jumping into the next page, or just a landing page here for the product, what I find interesting about this is, and this is something to note, I'm glad you didn't do this, but you don't have any ads running on this website, which is a good thing.
Absolutely not.
And this is one thing that I have to tell a lot of people who have websites where they're selling something. Why would they run an ad on a website if they're trying to sell something else? Give people fewer things to click on. And it looks like you've done just that. I got a good idea. Product description. I like that I can hover over it, get a bigger view. The product description, okay. Interesting. I don't know if you've done any testing within Google Analytics, but you've got share buttons here. So like Facebook, email, Twitter, interestingly enough, print, right in there in between email and Twitter. And then as I scroll down, I see follow skincare and Facebook. It's good to put this stuff there, but are people really engaging on Twitter or Facebook? Have you given them a reason to engage there? No reviews. Nice to see also viewed. But right as a landing page, I think you've done a pretty good job at showing me what it is that I came there to see. The only thing that I might recommend adding, and you may have done this with, it's a little, this is a little odd. What I was going to do is jump to a different page and then I'll explain it. You may want to change the style here in your sidebar. It's not clear that, yes, you've got separate products, but it's not clear what you're adding to cart. Is it the Buff and Body Polish or is the face serum? They're not clearly set. These individual products are not clearly separated. More importantly, if I hover over this, I get a thumbnail enlargement of what it is. May consider doing the same thing as long as it doesn't impact speed. Like here, Buff and Body Polish, because my body needs buffing and polishing. I don't know. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a skincare kind of guy. But one thing you may consider, and I'd recommended this to another Nomi who's got an e-commerce based website, is adding video. Showing and demonstrating the product, really giving the person a chance to see it and let it jump off the page. One, you could do that video for selling purposes. You could host the video on your own, or you could record the video and put it onto YouTube. Make sure you flag the video on YouTube that it's a paid product placement. You have to do that for every one of those types of videos. But in doing that, you're going to give people a chance to not just look at a little screenshot or a little image of it, and I could barely even read the ingredients. And it's nice that you put that in the description. I also like this. You recently viewed. Although you may want to call out different you recently viewed in a different color, something to make it pop out just a bit more. I like your color scheme. It's blue. I don't know if blue is necessarily the best color for conversion. Blue is kind of a very calming color. There have been many studies on the use of colors on websites and how they can actually help or diminish sales from happening. I'd be interested in seeing a video of products too, and I assume you have the products or could show them up close, and that's something that you would certainly want to do. Oh, interesting. Compare selected. So when you've added two, although I love that. That's a great idea. Comparing price or brand or the summary, that's a genius idea. In adding that feature, whatever you're using, it was very smart. The only thing, even over here, it's a little confusing as to the separation of, I see the price, add to cart, and then what it is. It's the face serum. That's the first one. I would just group the values in a different way so that it's clearer. Like it's clear here. Youth serum is $14. Now, is this going to make me look younger? They never seem to work. No, I'm 74. No, so no, it's in terms of it being, a place where people would want to buy something if they were interested in skincare. You've got the right elements, but in terms of how you're displaying them, I think you could do a better job at making things a bit more clear. Maybe even down to, and I'm sorry, I'm looking at this webpage. Ooh, this is bad. So I see a graphic here that it's cool about, but maybe just write your story of why it's called WRRY free. More importantly, when I see URLs, I want to click them.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't click them, so don't put them there. I'm curious to know if you could break down your products to gender, or based on, if you can, like break them down by gender, possibly break down by, site seems to be loading a little slow right now, possibly even break down by area of the body. So, someone's just looking for stuff for their hands, stuff for their lips, stuff for their face. I mean, they may even be able to do, let me just do a search for face. Just a generic search. Pretty smart that you put a little loading warning up there as well. Although it does seem to be moving a bit slow. There we go. So everything with face in there. Here's a slight issue. So I'm scrolling down. I see, here's all the face stuff. At the bottom, I can compare selected, but there's no way I can. I see. Compare. That wasn't jumping out at me.
Actually, on the last page too, the about WFC, worry-free skincare, it's a problem because you couldn't even see it, you didn't even know it's there. But if you scroll down on the page, there's the description.
Was it really?
Yeah, it's not in your scroll reach.
Oh, wow, interesting. I didn't even think of scrolling. I would put the text up front then.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even worry about this graphic here.
Just think that needs to go.
Yeah. On the front page, I remember seeing you had kind of like a little blog in the sidebar, which was interesting.
Yeah,
if what you're blogging about is somewhat related to the products. If not, like, I don't know why you would have like you're talking about PodCamp here. I don't know how that's necessarily related to what it is that you're doing. Testimonials. Oh, don't bury these, man. These should not be buried. Your testimonials, take a quote of the testimonials and put them on the front page, dude. Somewhere on the front page. Get that up there, man. You want to show other people who've just visiting your website for the first time that they can trust you. And you've got these testimonials, and click here to read more, and then they jump over to testimonials. But put that information up front. And if you can, and this is possibly closer to the sales process follow-up, get people who've purchased things a reason to come back and rate those products after they've purchased them. And maybe they have, maybe they haven't. Once they have the product in hand, they kind of forget about it. Give them a reason to come back and to rate something so that you can get those ratings for things that have been purchased on the website up into the website, so that other people know exactly what they want. So another thing that may be interesting to do, on the about page, I think I saw some of this about could actually land on the front page. So when I'm on the front page, oh man, that's another thing, that graphics, when I click the header image, and I get mad at Google for changing this, but I expect to go to the front page when I click that header image. Put something, maybe at the top saying, worry-free skincare. These are products that are geared towards X, and they're specially designed for people who do mountain climbing or, whatever it happens to be. So that people get an idea of what kind of, who you're trying to target, right up front. You've got new products here. You've also got new products in the sidebar. It's a bit duplicate. I'm not sure why there's a little tweet icon in the footer, or if anybody's even used that. But just some thoughts. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next website, if you don't mind. And hopefully,
Well, thank you.
as all my history pops up, I probably should have made a new incognito window. Welcome to joesteiger.com. That's interesting. I don't have to do anything, and I'm browsing. KDE Spark tablet gets a new name. Neat. Okay, so I get a pretty good idea that Joe is all about Linux, open source, Android, and I get that idea because I can see at the top, home, about, Android, Ubuntu Linux, GNOME Shell, devices, and then even right up front, all the news that I'm seeing scroll by, and it seems pretty fresh, March 7th. Verizon releases a list of devices to be upgraded. Nice. So I assume I can click that. Oops, I actually went back in my web browser. Sorry about that. I assume I can click a headline. And maybe it's just me, but the gray background isn't doing it for me.
Yeah, same with me.
I don't know why you went with gray, but it's really difficult from an accessibility standpoint to read the dark text on top of a rather dark-ish background. You can, if you really like gray, I just go with a lighter gray. I like the fact on this particular page, you've got nice images. You've got the ability to search the website right there. Support. I like that Kelly Ishikawa, one of our fellow Nomis, ended up he did a caricature of you, and you're using it, which is rather nice. You may think about putting that image here, the cartoon, maybe I might put it up to the top, or closer to the top, possibly even to the side of this other logo. You may have to resize a few things, but putting that in the sidebar just doesn't seem to be... that's you. You want to put that right up front. That's Joe. Meet Joe. This is who Joe is. I'd probably put that closer to the top. Good that you're using Discuss to manage comments. The purple text on a black background is a very, very, very bad idea. Would not do that. Purple text is fine. I can click the logo, go to the home page. Oh, nice. And I can hover over these categories and get a drop-down, devices, unboxings. Very nice. I can dive in deeper. Pretty easy to explore. I just think the only thing that jumps out at me is changing the color scheme. Really.
Oh, also, for me, also the ad placement. Is it me? Is it just me, or is that the ad? Is it just like bigger than everything on the right side?
It seemed to be the ad is placed towards the bottom. You may want to move the ad around to see what converts better. Different placements on different sites. Most people who create content don't make boo for ads. Most people. Creating content is not a great way of making money these days. It used to be a boon, but unless you have the ability to leverage a network, this is one of the reasons why we've opened up LockerGnome to accept people to write and then pay them for what they write, because we know that's about the only way they're going to be able to make money, or at least good money from the content that they're writing. The bigger challenge is writing content that people really want to read. So beyond those things, it's it seems like a pretty standard blog to me. Although you do have a store. Oh, a Zazzle store, very nice. Click to shop on Amazon, interesting. I don't know if you've got your stuff. See, Zazzle's a great way of selling your brand, and it's easy to set up. I've done a few videos on that in the past. But even after setting it up, I think people kept asking, oh, can't you put your logo on a t-shirt? And I finally did, and then no one bought it. I'm like, well, that was stupid. So I'd be if anybody buys these things, that's awesome. I'm always shocked to learn that people actually buy products like this. But it's an option that people may want. If they want to have your logo on a sweatshirt, it's just yet one more option. And if nothing else, then people who didn't realize you could easily set up your own store on a marketplace like Zazzle, Joe's giving us a pretty good reminder of that. Let's go ahead and move to the next one. Unseelie design. I got a dot in there. Design and ferrets. Wait, is that a ferret? I think it's a ferret. So,
Cat, are you there?
and Cat was there. She's there.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, she's there. There you go. Okay. So, Graphics Ninja and Web Manipulator. It's interesting. I'm not sure what to make of the site, though. I don't know what it's. I see designs, but is it a blog or? Let's see here. You got a jewelry category.
It's kind of it's going to end up being a portfolio site.
Okay. That makes a bit more sense. You may actually think, if you haven't already thought this direction, think about finding, and I assume this is like a WordPress CMS or something like that.
Yeah, it's WordPress.
You might actually consider going with a portfolio type of template, which is optimized specifically what you're talking about doing. But this isn't all your work. I know you've done a lot more than this, correct?
Yeah, I just need to get it all up there. It's been kind of slow going.
It's quite all right. So the goal of the blog, nothing. Until you have a blog, you may not want to have that link there at the top. So is this a relatively new site then?
Yeah, I've just pretty much got it really up and running in the last month or so, so I'm kind of optimizing everything for web.
And is your goal to get more people to hire you?
Yeah, so I know I need to put my contact information in there and stuff like that.
Yeah, because there's nothing here that screams hire me. Like, or that you want to be hired, or that you can be hired. So something to consider that, more than anything is that. You've got, some interesting stuff that, of course I was clicking through and looking at, but nothing that screams or is telling me that you're a gun for hire. It's nice that you have separate categories for everything that you have, although it's not clear what the difference between featured small and featured medium is. I'm a little lost there. That's nice. Is that a photo? It's a pretty nice photo.
It was a photo, and then it's basically manipulated after that, too.
Okay, so it's been digitally tweaked. Something to consider here, if you're selling that, a print, whether you give them an option to buy it on a poster or a postcard or something like that, give them the option right there on the post itself. That's something that you could easily set up on, there are a few web services out there. I don't know if it'd be Lulu or a Zazzle or Cafe Press or something like that, where they could take what you've made and have it on something ready for a postcard or a printout or something like that. And that way you're still controlling how people are using the image, and that's probably that'd be the one thing that I would recommend for that, because that's a pretty neat photo. Jewelry design, although when I went to jewelry design, it looked like there's no jewelry in here yet, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
That one, I'm actually going to take that off of there and just kind of make that its own thing, because it doesn't go very well with the rest of the site. This is going to pretty much just stick to my graphics design work.
And that's probably smart. If nothing else, if you spin out jewelry, maybe even make that a subdomain, so like jewelry.unseeliedesigns.com, and that way it can be its own site but still kind of exist on the same domain as a subdomain, so to speak.
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty much the best idea I could do.
But yeah, I think really more than anything, what what jumps out at me here is that you definitely want to have a template that's driven more towards a portfolio type of display, and then making sure that it is very clear that you are a gun for hire, because it's what I see is a few things, but I mean, I'm looking, but there's no call to action. And that's the one thing that a lot of people miss out on, especially if they're trying to have, drive commerce in some way, whether they're trying to get hired out or what have you, is lacking a call to action and making it clear, creating that sales funnel for people. So even if it was just a big, right up here, hire me, a big link that says hire me or something, I'm like, oh, cool. Well, I like this photo. I'd like to hire her. Boom. That you don't hide something like that. You definitely put it out and up front. So,
all right, that sounds good.
Yeah, hopefully I get you a bit more of a starting point. I'm going to go ahead and move to another website that Nomies are. Cash has got one here. That's his name. ViaStreaming.com. The streaming service provider. Okay, it's pretty clear what this is. See, I like that. I like the logo. It says this is exactly what it is. The streaming service provider. So it's all about streaming services. All right. The fonts are a bit small.
Yeah, this was just redesigned recently, and I was just looking for some feedback with it.
First of all, if you want real good feedback too, Jerry Hobby, one of the Nomies, is really good at giving feedback too. So even a lot of the stuff that I had to say about these websites, Jerry may have even more to add. But my recommendation, I love it. I've been here for how long? A minute, 30 seconds, and it says, hey, do you need help with something? And I like that. What service are you using for the live help chat?
Stardevelop live support, I believe.
So if I click accept, okay, a pop-up window appears. Interesting. The only thing I don't like about pop-up window chats is sometimes I accidentally quit the browser. Make sure there's JavaScript in there that warns the user, hey, you're about to quit the browser, dude. You're in a live chat. But I love the fact
a lot of people have problems with that. But.
Something to keep in mind. My recommendation though is for that. And granted, I didn't jump through the chat. I like that it worked, but maybe give me a bit more time because my eyes right now don't know where to focus. There's a lot of information on this front page, a lot. I have an idea about who you are, what you have to offer. I've got the font size. They all seem to be pretty small. I'd be inclined to see what would happen if you took the text here, maybe made it a bit bigger, because these are your primary products. And then, more importantly, I want to be able to click, like Windows Media Video Server. Now down here, I see Windows Media Video Server, and I can see more information about it. Sometimes, I don't know if there's a way to trigger. If I click that, then it jumps me over to the Windows Media tab, or something else pops up down here to tell me more information. It's very interesting, and these rates are pretty reasonable too. So I've
been in business since 2004. I've been with this company, so.
Oh, okay. So you're basically a reseller.
We basically buy bandwidth in bulk and try to sell it out.
Okay.
To people who need it.
Okay. See that clicking on that Windows Media Server, I'd be inclined to want to pop over to this particular page.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that you got a good call to action right here. Free trial, live chat. It's good that you put it right up front. Like, I got a question, live chat. In many ways, it's easier to go for a live chat than it is to
go through tickets,
search or anything else. Yeah.
That's it.
You're giving people key information as to what it is, where a user can get a quote. Slots maximum number more than 2. Oh, I see. So this is for these are for anything less than 200 or 200 or less, and then you could also have more than 200 slots as an option. I don't know if I would display the button in the same way. It's a question that they may have, but you may.
It's pushing the extreme prices to people. That's another
Yeah.
issue.
I would almost say continue to step 2, and then
offer it.
and then offer more than 200 slots, because they're going to know I have more than 200 slots. The first link you want them to click on is the continue to step 2, not more than 200 slots. It's the same. Have you ever been to a website or seen a dialogue that says click OK or cancel, and it's cancel and then OK? It's like, well, but I want to click OK, and then I accidentally hit click cancel because they put cancel right up front. The first option should be the option that you want them to click on there. I'm sorry, I'm just nice that you have screenshots here. I clicked it, and then I don't know if that's a bug. In clicking it, it pops me back to the top of the page. It's nice though that if I hover over it, I get a preview. You may think about it actually using a lightbox JavaScript instead of this hover. It might be a bit
Might
more
work better.
Yeah, it might be a bit more intuitive. I like the fact that you have these links with the logos, so long as you're clear to use them in the sidebar. I'm not exactly sure what the tomato is up front.
Yeah, the images are not my idea. Put tomatoes in front of Shoutcast Thursday.
I guess tomatoes make great audio things somehow. And I love this. Now, granted, I have to watch because, unfortunately, Flash. I'd assume this is like a Flash embed or of some kind.
Yeah.
I have a problem with Flash on Mac OS X, and unfortunately, I have it set to enable on demand. But I love the fact that you're giving people the preview of what each particular bit rate sounds like. It may be just as good because people are here because they're interested in streaming services, right? So maybe after a very terse or very brief description, you could put the chart next. So after this brief paragraph, then get the chart. And then go into the description, Shoutcast on mobile, what do I get with my Shoutcast server account, blah, 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 blah. Put this pricing chart up front.
First.
Yeah, because maybe they're looking to know how much they're going to spend. Or how much they want to spend. And it may be just as good as if I'm moving on this page and I've been here for 3 minutes or so to pop up a live chat, not just on the front page, but actually on these landing pages. And I'd say the same thing. Yeah, see, I just popped there for a second, and then this is a little weird. It's on or off. I'm like, I can't figure out your chat. But I love the fact that you've got the ability to listen to the stuff so they can sample it, so they can hear it. But yeah, I definitely get those charts up further up the page so that because people generally, if they've made it this deep, they may already have an idea of what it is that they're looking for. You may break it down even further and tell them, why would you want to use this? Why would you want to use Flash Media over, say, Windows Media? You would use Flash Media, and maybe you have explained that. Unfortunately, there's a lot of text. Too long, didn't read. I'm here to get streaming services. So get me signed up. I want to get signed up. Or at least give me, without having to scroll, the ability to sign up. Explore. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, I can't help but think that the information pages could be organized just a bit better. Because my eyes just don't. Unfortunately, my eyes don't know where to focus. I seem to be fixated on this tomato.
Look at tomatoes, aren't you?
Or the orange.
Yeah.
You may think about more general stock photos for that, or just getting rid of that area altogether, or and seeing, because again, you don't want the user to keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, unless it's because there's a lot of information here. So you've got to strip down, give people like here, like I get these little check marks, nice little I love bullet points. When you're trying to sell stuff, bullet points, bullet points, bullet points. Keep them separate. Keep it easy to read. Keep it short. Keep it simple. A lot of this stuff may be very helpful for SEO reasons. People, might be searching, use the keywords, and your website, may pop up.
That definitely does help out the SEO.
Yeah. But I don't know if that's necessarily going to increase your conversions. There's a lot to look at here. Now, the question I have for you is, when you did this redesign, did your conversions increase, decrease, or stay about the same?
Increase.
Good.
It went along with Panda searching, so it's working a lot better.
Okay. No, I mean you've got all the information that one might possibly need for making a decision. Although it's not clear why you've got these logos over here. Oh, I see. So the user can listen to it on a mobile device easier.
Yeah, just to prove it.
Well,
thank you.
Yeah, no worries at all. All right, are there any other sites that Nomies want me to look at to give feedback on? And I got to tell you, go ahead.
I think everyone in here has had their website reviewed.
Okay. Are there any Nomies wanting to get in that?
Let me see.
Want their website looked at? I got to tell you too, we're actually in the middle of a redesign for LockerGnome.com and Chris.Pirillo.com. Long overdue. Long overdue. Let's go back here. All right. Sorry, I was looking at the live broadcast that everybody else is tuned into here, and it's nice to see that everybody else is giving feedback as well, not just me. I like getting that dynamic feedback. Well, anyway, if there's no other Nomies that have websites they want me to look at, I don't know if Kevin is that person a Nomie? Yes.
The Nomies RC.
Yeah, they are. Okay. Had to verify. Can't just take random websites and feature any other websites. Give me a second. Don't know why that pasted out.
Yeah, I'm just double checking.
Neven Fantasy. Oh, it's Torjay. He tried to get into the Hangout, but he was having a bug. He just joined Nomies today on the annual subscription, so welcome, Torjay, if that's how you say your name. Happy to give you the coverage. Look at that. He even tweeted 12 days ago. Seems I can get my Nomies subscription already next week. Looking forward to it. All right. So here's one thing I tell people. You don't need to tell anybody that the website is under construction. I assume that every single website on the planet is under construction. I would in this area, I would create tell me what this website's going to be about. Now you say that more content will be added later. Currently trying to make a better design. Okay, when the site's finished, it'll mostly contain my current projects and similar stuff, though things might change. So maybe say up front, hi, this is me. This website is built or has been put together so that I can show you what I've been busy with. And I love the fact that you've got Twitter integrated because it keeps things fresh. Even if you've got a blog here, there may not be much here. Oh, there we go. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so it's on Tumblr. Now, one thing and I like Tumblr a lot. You're not going to make a lot of money with Tumblr, on a blogging standpoint. But the one thing that's a bit jarring for me is if I jump from home to blog, it's a completely different design on the Tumblr blog. Something just to consider, or maybe you want to roll your own blog eventually onto this website, which may be the case. You've got a link directly to your email address, which is fine, but you may want to obfuscate it so that spam bots won't pick up on it. Okay, you've got coding coming soon. If if you don't, until you have something on this page, don't have a link in the title bar. Until you have something here. You know, I hate coming to pages that says coming soon. I'm like, ugh, then why did you show me the link? Don't show me the link. And granted, you are currently under construction, but that's just a big recommendation I would have. Even if it's just general placeholder stuff. You know, I think that the site certainly functions fine. I was able to navigate it just fine. You got Twitter right there. It's pretty clear where you are there, so I can click over and follow you if I wanted to. Easy way to contact you, although I see that you've got a different email address here as opposed to the footer. And another thing to keep in mind is that red text over a dark background is not good. I can't read that. Something to really consider. I would change the color, or maybe even change the background color for the menu so that the logo shows through. Beyond that, I really don't have much feedback to give because there's not much here. You know, if you post photos anywhere, you know, sometimes it may be nice to service some photos. Maybe you're on Flickr and you can include another widget on the front page showing you in a more dynamic fashion. Maybe add add me on Google, circle me on Google Plus, get people to add you there. You know, having a website, you got to keep in mind what is your objective. And if your objective, much like Kat's objective was earlier, is to have a portfolio or a place where people can discover the things that you're doing because you want to get hired, you want to have a template that has that in mind, that's going to optimize for that kind of experience. If you're just kind of, you know, messing around, you just want to put a little information out there, I think what you have is fine. It just needs to be fleshed out a lot more than the way it is. And if you don't have a lot of time to do it, and trust me, I understand how that is, you know, you may actually consider going with an About Me page instead. And, you know, you can always do redirects, but I'm probably going to be changing this, but chrisperillo.com, I'm probably going to be redirecting it soon. This is an About Me page. So about.me, which was an AOL acquisition, this basically connects to my Tumblr account, Blogger, my WordPress, my Posterous, Instagram, Flickr, Twitter, YouTube, everything, and it does so automatically. So instead of building your own website, if all you have is activity on social media, consider using something like About Me, and it's free, easy to edit and use. I don't know if we've ever necessarily featured it, but it's something to consider. Now, having an About Me page could go really in line with your blog, and you may even consider this too. I mean, what you have here, you've got coding and projects. Why not just host your website on Tumblr? Because it doesn't seem that you're inclined to make money, and then you're set if you did it on Tumblr. And then if you wanted people to dive in deeper and discover you more, set up an About Me page. Just something to consider. All right, so hopefully that helps. Like I said, there wasn't much to look at, but I did my best. All right, Kim, she's on the block.
I think Jerry was before me.
Oh, Jerry? I missed Jerry. Sorry. Jerry! I was wondering... There's Jerry. Whoa.
Trying to get my mic working, but I decided I was going to gamble and let you take a stab at my website.
Oh, no.
Always under construction.
Oh,
But,
no.
Or you think you're up to look at anythinginternet.com?
Anything... Internet.
Because if you say something wrong, I'm just going to attack you back.
Yes, I know. You already nailed me earlier this week, though.
I know, that's what they were teasing me in chat.
No, but by the way, I've sent a few emails to you. I've got a couple of questions. Although I'm getting an echo on your end.
Okay, yeah, and I'm actually working.
It was echoey. Now I lost him.
Unmute yourself, Jerry. Oh,
I think
Kevin just muted.
Yeah, I had to mute him because I think it was him.
You're echoing.
Yeah, I had to mute him.
Okay, I'll just keep toggling the mute, but yeah, I got your emails. I'll get a reply to you on that. I'm actually working on that now. But yeah, I just there's things on here that I know need to be fixed, but I just thought you'd take a look at it and get your comments on the site overall.
You know, Jerry, I gotta tell you, I love it. I mean, and I'm not just saying that, but here's why. I'll qualify it. You know, right up front, you say, okay, anything internet. One thing I'm missing is, and I have to work in this on my own too, an explainer. Like much on nomies.com, I don't really have an explainer other than the text. There almost needs to be a tagline above the menu explaining what it is. Now, I have an idea of what it is because I got a nice little testimonial here. Could you possibly rotate different testimonials off to the right, maybe on a refresh, or something that automatically rotates through different testimonials on the side? I like the fact that you have a YouTube video embedded up front that I'd be very inclined to play back. I have a tendency to look for video, especially if I don't want to read something, I just want to listen to something, and go that way. So, interestingly enough, if I had any other bit of feedback, you've got some stock graphics here, but I'm not sure if they're helping you. If these stock graphics are helping you in this position as much as your video might help you, I like this area a lot more than the stock graphic here. There's nothing of value in this graphic to me. There's a lot more value in putting maybe the strategic design, generate traffic, produce results closer to the top. I like that because it tells me exactly what you do. And I have a very clear idea of what you do just based on this. I like the fact that you got a little bit of content. You got the ability to subscribe to a newsletter. You got, radio show. Cool. Got an easy way of contacting you, all your social media icons, your RSS icon, various articles, support, and you even put contact us at the top, which is very, very clear. Your logo, your top logo is clickable, which I always like. And of course I can go in and dive deeper. Curious live chat support. I've been thinking about integrating some kind of live chat support onto some of my e-commerce driven sites too. I just haven't found one that I like. But the front page looks very clean. But I question this big graphic here, why it's there. If I had why are you giggling, Kim?
Stacy just wrote in chat. I'm sorry.
Your Google Plus icon is old? Yeah, I guess they went with a red icon now, aren't they?
Stacy is bad.
So on the services page, you've got some various backlinks to your own website. I'm not sure if that's helping you at all.
So, Stacy, I didn't ask you.
Portfolio. I love looking at portfolio pages because if I'm thinking of hiring someone, I want to see what else they've done. And it looks like it's a very extensive portfolio. Maybe instead of the portfolio happening this way, because it's an awful lot of scrolling, you could stack them up by 3, like boom, 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 boom. It may be a way to shorten it up, keep that user from scrolling, but I like the fact that it is very extensive. The blog. Here's another curiosity. You got Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google Plus, but on the homepage, you've apparently got a YouTube channel. So where's your YouTube button? Maybe something to consider. That's something to definitely be paying attention to. Okay, so the blog, more content, unique content, and it looks like it's integrated within the website well enough. As I was explaining earlier, I've got to keep Flash disabled by default, otherwise Chrome just dies. Other than that, you're telling people what you do. You're giving them an easy way to contact you, specifically by calling. And I wish I could do this, but then I'd be on the phone all day. And what I need to do is I need to find someone who wants to field the calls for me. And then I'd be happy to throw a phone number and then just have them answer the phones instead of me. I hate talking on the phone. But having a phone number is very good especially for people who need this kind of help. They don't know how to build their own website, or they've got a website, they don't know where to go from there. They may not be interested in the live chat support as much as they do, are calling a phone number. There's another Nomi, Seth, who makes a lot of money based on his YouTube videos from mentioning a phone number that people just call up and they say, hey, I watched your YouTube video, so I'm calling you. So there's an extreme value in there in doing that. So there's my feedback. If I had feedback to offer on this page, and I think, Jerry, I don't think you would disagree with me on the stock art, though. I don't. I can't imagine you would disagree with me. Services page is unfinished. Yeah, it looks does it, I think.
To be honest, that
services page.
Yeah, like you showed that, and it has a bunch of bullets. I just really haven't built that out. That actually needs to be like 20 different pages and laid out differently. But I threw that list together and kind of never went back to it.
Yeah, it's like we can never. We're always doing work for other people.
My audio getting through okay?
Yeah, it's like. Yeah, Jerry, but you are really lagged. I'm gonna go ahead, and I think that's about what I have on that site. Jerry's he may be connected through seems like a mobile internet connection. Jerry's he may be connected through seems like a mobile internet connection.
It's a regular wireless, but for some reason it's very slow. But as far as the graphics on the home page you talked about, I want to replace those with good ad sliders. Those are actually kind of some placeholders until I develop them, and that's on my short list too. But it's pretty big, and it does push the page down quite a bit. So your comments are good. And I could put my video on that side, put the testimonial on the other side, and maybe even have a very small ad slider to where the video is, and the video where the ad slider is, and do something like that. So those are good ideas to look at. But I do want that blue bar to move up just a little bit.
Maybe Jerry, take the blue bar and make that your slider. So flipping back and forth between the strategic design, generate traffic, produce results, where your video currently is, and then put your video at a larger embed where these stock graphics are. That may be a way to go in the interim.
Good suggestions. Thank you very much, sir.
Sure. See, I'm good for something. All right. Let's go over to Kim's site, and that's the one I was going to go to. I missed Jerry popping into the chat. I don't have a full look on things. So, Coin, confidence, ownership, identity, niche. I would make that possibly more clear because it's a good tagline, like coin your social media. But I would almost, I can see confidence, ownership, identity, niche. Maybe you could offset the colors on the COIN on the logo slightly, or maybe make them a bit bolder so I can see COIN in a vertical fashion, as if, those are the words. And then, over here, it will make a lot more sense. And I don't know, let's see here. Let me just give you my initial feel. Coin your social media. Getting started with Google Plus to grow your business. Okay, so I have an idea. You're going to be about Google Plus. That's great. Click here to circle. Now, what's interesting, Kim, is there a reason you're not using the official Google Plus widgets?
No, there's not a reason.
Okay, because I would recommend using the Google Plus widgets because that'll take them one level deep. So let me go over to Locker Gnome here just to show people what I'm talking about. And as I said earlier, we're in the middle of a redesign right now. So don't judge me on this page. But see, Locker Gnome, like right here, you can +1 right there. You can see who in your circles have +1 the page, or you can add directly to the circle so long as you're logged in. So I would strongly recommend putting that Google widget for your business brand on there. I don't think it can be done with a personal profile yet. At least I haven't seen a way to do it.
I had it on there, and it caused some issues in IE earlier today, and so I took it off and haven't had a chance to edit it.
Frickin' IE.
So I did have the business page on there.
Okay. Internet Explorer is just...
Yeah. So it was working everywhere else but Internet Explorer, and I took it off earlier today.
Well, the big question is how many of your website visitors are coming in from IE?
1%.
Yeah, then I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay.
That's another thing to keep in mind. It reads like very briefly, like a very. You've got it seems to be like a sales page. Don't let fear of social media stop you from growing your visibility on Google Plus. Amen. Fire up your business. Yeah, I like that. Okay. You've got nice bullet points. Click below to get your free Google tips. Get access now. You may actually try to shorten this up to bring this above the scroll. Get access now. The second question I would have, and this may be, and I'm trying to think from a novice user. Yes, I know I'm not on Google Plus right now, but getting access. Are you saying get access to Google Plus? I would, click it and like, oh, well, that's not Google Plus. You may think of changing the wording on there
Okay.
and instead of saying click below to get your free Google Plus tips, maybe change the wording on the button to say click here to get your free Google Plus tips. Shorten it up, and bring that up closer so that the user doesn't necessarily have to scroll. But I would definitely change the wording on there because I get the idea that you're helping it with Google Plus, but it's not clear that there's a disconnect between click below to get your free Google tips and get access now.
Okay.
I would actually I would put that in the button itself. And it's fine to have the take action now. It's important for you to complete the form below so you can receive the free Google tips. That's fine.
Yeah, there's no form below.
Yeah. And I just noticed there's no form. So I'm not logged in, but I see a dashboard link. That may be something you may want to change because if you're using Wishlist, you should be able to change that. Unless you want it to be there. So, oops, this content is members only. Click here to join. The next thing I would say is this page, this landing page here, is completely different than what I see on the front page. I may never have, let me put it this way, being on this page, the home page, I may never have actually gotten to that page.
Okay.
There's no way of doing it other than possibly going to the dashboard, which is unintuitive. I generally know what it means because I'm familiar with the software. But then I'd have to go one level deeper to click here to join.
Okay.
And so I've got to do 3 clicks. Get this kind of information. This is the kind of information that you'd almost need to clear up on the front page rather than 3 levels deeper.
So would you suggest like 2 buttons, get free tips or join now?
Get free. I'd think about using a different call to action. Most people will get free tips and then they'd leave and they'd never come back. So I'd use a different call to action. You have to make it so, you need to make it imperative that you don't leave the site. And do you know everything there? Do you want to know everything there is to know about Google Plus? Do you have a business that is online? Yes, I do. Oh, well then you cannot afford to miss out on, coining your social media. You're mastering this stuff. We can help you if you just subscribe. Let me in. Yes, let me in. It's good to get people to say yes. That's a good word. You don't want them ever to say no. I mean, it's good that you've got a breakdown here. I like that. And it looks like all your subscriptions are on a monthly level or a monthly basis.
Yes.
That's a very good thing. It's pretty clear. I half wonder if you could put a lot of this stuff on the front page, Kim. I don't know if I necessarily put a bright idea big and bold there. Just seems it's kind of floating, doing nothing. Act now, okay? That's a good thing. Fire up your business. Okay. Yes, I want to fire up my business. A lot of that stuff could probably even go here. on the front page.
Okay, you're gonna laugh when I tell you this.
What?
It was my front page.
Oh, why did you move it?
For the free tips to get people in my stream.
Okay, so then what I would do with that, don't let fear of social media stop you from growing your visibility on Google+. Don't think Google+ is valuable. Click here to download my free Google+ tips right up front. Okay, right there. But if you want to know more to increase the value of your business and you're looking at Google+, and you don't know much about Google+, or the free tips weren't enough for you, we have something else. And then you outline exactly what it is that you have right there on the front page. But I would tighten that all up and get it up front. It will become pretty clear or clearer. But you definitely, for those calls to action, you don't want to bury those things.
Okay.
And right now,
man, I knew I should have left it as front page.
Of course.
Thank you.
Sure. This is a sales, and Jerry notes it's a sales page, so you don't want one call to action, always a yes. At bottom should be reassurances and credibility builders, guarantees. Chris, this is the best strategy. Put tips on top and let it grow to a second sales page to upsell. Sales pages are very hard. Indeed, they are.
Yeah.
So experiment. You may think about using different landing pages to see which one converts better. A/B testing to test the funnel. Even I've been trying to do something different on Nomies to change the funnel, and I'm actually considering adding a $1,000 level for people who want website promotion through my networks, and I'm fleshing out some of those details now. But it's constantly looking and reevaluating and changing and reoptimizing what it is that you have, even the order of things. Yeah, sales pages can be very, very difficult, but don't give them, I always say don't give them, so for instance, I'm using Wishlist 2 on Nomies, and the one thing I don't like about the website, and I haven't changed it, is the gigantic logo at the top of the screen. I hate that, but I didn't set up the website, and I haven't had much time with it. But a clear sign up now, and then a clear, here are the options, very, very clear, and then what you get. Here's everything you get. This is everything. And even I've gone through and reorganized a lot of that stuff, and don't give them a chance to click away. So I'm already logged in. So if I log out, I want to show you something. If I log out on my dashboard, if I try to go to the dashboard logged out, hey, why not sign up or sign in first? Or if I go to like one of the webinars pages, I can see the teaser, like branding is everything. I've got some bit of content, but then sign up now. So then that'll take them to the subscribe page that gives them, hey, here's everything you get. Very simple check marks. That option to subscribe at the top, at the bottom, and then, details. And then I buried it even further because I didn't want people to look at additional subscription options. There's some pages that can't be visited if you're not logged in, although I can't remember one of those links right now, but it'll actually have this little bar of signing up included so that they can say, hey, you can't see this page unless you subscribe. Click here to subscribe to one of the options. So instead of requiring them to click through once again, they can subscribe directly from that page. I'm always looking for good or better. If you guys have good Nomies testimonials, I'd be very happy to throw them into the sidebar on the front page of Nomies.com. I still have more space. This has definitely been a work in progress for me too. And the next level is going to be even more difficult for me to figure out how to sell properly, because it's really going to be geared towards a different type of person who's looking for promotions. It's going to be an annual pro level, pro short for promotions. But sales pages can be very difficult. But as I said, we're kind of in the middle of a redesign for the entire Locker Gnome universe. But just something to consider. Put the most important thing up front, the thing that you want them to do the most, and then everything else is second to that. And I've even had problems. Some Nomies will sign up and then not. They'll say, I don't know what I signed up for. And I'm like, didn't you read? Like, what can I do? I'm like, it's all on the front page. Like, I didn't bury it. It's right there. It was so compelling that they had to sign up, which I guess is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Jerry said, and I'm very honored. He says, Chris, you're almost as good at this as I am. I'm like, that's awesome. I'm honored because Jerry's a master. All right, so if we don't have any, okay, I guess we do have another Nomi. Relentus, Matt Aravello, or
From the IRC.
Arvalo. I got to be careful to copy this out the right way because I'm using 3 different pieces of software to stream and record and everything. We are a group of experienced digital strategists and creatives. We partner with brands to craft engaging, community-driven campaigns. Awesome! It's clean. I like it. Sanebox. Where have I heard of Sanebox? I've heard of this before. Although when I click it, I can't go anywhere. It doesn't show anything. Dang it. I want to see more about Sanebox. So it looks like you got a nice list of clients. Although clicking doesn't do anything, and I want it to click. Results driven. That's nice. Let me click to read more. Although apparently I don't know if it's a Google Chrome issue or what, but I'm having issues clicking through on things on my end. I'm just using Google Chrome. I think it's a dev build. But, this is nice. I like this. This is the type of business that, I was like, okay, so if I'm looking for strategy consulting, social media, technology development, production services, this could be, I feel nice in exploring all this. Nothing's really jumping out at me as like hugely negative or something that's detracting. Although I would be curious to know who's in this company. I have no names, no faces. I've got a list of clients, but no names or faces. Do you guys have any lists of campaigns that have been successful that you can explain in some kind of synopsis or a white paper or something like that? This is nice, if only because I was recently approached by a potential client that I need to find a way to address. But it's pretty clear. Navigation's pretty clear. On the About Us page, I would like to see some names and faces. You got contact, get started. I love it. Although, you may have an issue. You got a phone number. That's an easy way of contacting. Email, another easy way. Hopefully you've got the bozo filters set up. You probably get a lot of, I don't know how you necessarily decide how to weed out the bozos. I mean, the stock art is a bit generic. I mean, you're getting the point across. It's kind of a portfolio of, services that you could provide. Maybe instead of the stock graphics, I don't know. Maybe you can have profiles of the people who work for the company. This is Joe, and Joe is the lead SEO person, and Joe does this, and this. He's tech savvy in this way, blah, blah, blah. And so I get an idea of the company as much as I do you're results driven, or that you have talented producers other than these sliders on like a mixing board. Community focus. I mean, show us more about you. Let me know that it's you and that I'm connecting with human beings there. I think that could go a long way over stock art. There's nothing original about that. The featured projects are nice, and as I said, I want to see more about what you did, but it's not working for me. It's buggy. So
he posted it on the comments in the Google Plus that he just put the site up last night. And he hasn't had a chance to link anything yet.
Okay.
And he's going to link all the campaigns on a separate page. And
weird. Well, I see him in the chat. I see him in the Nomi's IRC chat. But yeah, Matt, this looks interesting. I'd like to learn more about your business and what you do. But outright, it's a great template. I love it. It's a very, very, very clean template. Very, very clean. The only thing I would consider is in the contact page. I always ask, when anybody asks about something, I always ask them their budget. And anytime they say, and I think Jerry and I talked about this even with branding in the webinar, how much is your budget? Well, I was hoping you could do it for $100. Like, yeah, no. That's a lot of work for $100, or it's $1,000, or it's $10,000. You may want to qualify them at the contact us form if that's a concern to you. So I think that's about it.
My favorite line is when they say, "Build me $1 million business, I got a $500 budget."
Right? Yeah, I know, Jerry.
So true.
Hey, Chris, I need your help. I need your help. Really? How much are you paying me? Nothing. Okay, then you're gonna get what I give you, and be happy with that. So
I get emails on Facebook all the time asking me for my opinion on their websites or social media, and I'm going, okay, you can hire me for the service, and then I don't hear anything else.
Yeah, as soon as that happens, this is one of the reasons why I set up Nomies, is because the information I have to share, I know is valuable for people, whether that's, just general business, or whether it's, stuff that we've been doing today. I'm trying to help everybody succeed, because I get approached on this stuff all the time from individuals, companies, businesses, people who are like, whether they're, mom and pop shops who don't understand, the difference between Google Plus and Facebook. There's knowledge that we have inside of Nomies, and I think we're somewhere north of 400. I've kind of lost count, I guess, and that's a good thing. But the bottom line is, I hope that the feedback that I was able to give on everybody's websites was valuable for everybody who watched, and I would also hope that anybody who wanted feedback on their website, good or bad, would consider joining Nomies if they hadn't already. So, does anybody else have anything that we need to share? Or are we good?
Looks like we're good.
Huzzah. Thank you, everybody, for tuning into or joining me, I guess, in the Google Plus Hangout, trying it this way rather than we did it in the webinar a few weeks ago, but Jerry and I have kind of been having fun with the weekly webinars. I'm not sure exactly what's coming up this week yet. We haven't really talked about it. It's been busy. But we'll have a pretty good topic, I'm sure, and it'll be very, very valuable. And, of course, they'll all be recorded. I'm going to go ahead and upload this video to my YouTube channel for everybody to see it. So there's a little bonus promotions for you guys. Even though, as I said, I'm working on a $1,000 Nomies plan for people who are looking for year-round promotions for their websites. And I'm just fleshing out a few details and making sure it'll work, well enough. I think the webinar this week may actually be with Creighton if he's back at school. I'm not sure where he is.
He's back at school right now.
I'll have to ask him because I think he was going to do one on WordPress, a webinar on WordPress for anybody who has WordPress or works with WordPress. Some good tips and tricks to share. So with that, I guess we're going to go ahead and close her out.